How's it going, guys? David here from LV1Gaming.com. And as you guys know, at Level1Gaming.com, we do enjoy our indie developers and indie games. So today I want to bring you a review for a game called Blackwind that I recently got to play. Shout out to the publisher and the developer for giving us a key and allowing us to review this title. Now, if you're wanting to get a written review, make sure you guys go to our website, LV1Gaming.com. Better click down below if you want to see or read our written review. As always, if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to like the video as it helps us out moving forward. Now, Blackwind is a hack and slash shooter, platformer. It's a sci-fi action game by Drakkar Dev. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And it's published by Blowfish Studios, which over the years I have built a relationship with. I really love the games they publish over there. Now, in this game, you will be controlling a mech that has an AI in it, and you will be on the planet Medusa 42 as you fight off the enemy, the Arachnos hordes. Now, as this game starts off, you will be James Hawkins. You will be on a spaceship with your father, and that spaceship is suddenly attacked, and you are saved by the battle frame and the AI, and your basic mission is to find out why you were attacked, who attacked you, and you're going to go through and learn different abilities in this battle frame, and you're going to learn to use this AI. Now, this game does have a co-op factor to it, but I didn't really play it as much. I activated it and let my son play as a detachable drone that you can use. But I mostly enjoyed the game by myself. But for those who do want to play multiplayer, this Battletech does have a detachable AI, and you can control just the battle frame while your player 2 controls the mini drone that allows them to shoot, a la Galaga. Now, the story of Blackwind was actually better than what I expected, knowing that I would be controlling a mech. My first thought that I'll be primarily just be doing combat. That's what the game's about. It's about the combat, it's about the action. And the combat is a major focus on the game, but the story did actually make me care. I wanted to know, what's the purpose of the presence of this planet? Why are the Arachnos here? Why are we at war? Again, why are we at odds with them? What happened to Professor Hawkins? Did he die in the plane crash? Is he somewhere being held captive? That's all the questions that really made me wanted to know, okay, what is going on? This isn't just hack and slash, shoot, and then move on. I was actually pretty intrigued on, okay, what is actually going on here? And believe it or not, there are moments in this game where you're like, hold on, wait a minute, that doesn't sit right, that doesn't sound right. Holy crap, he did what? She did this. It's absolutely great to have that in a game that you didn't expect, because again, I didn't expect to care much about the story moving forward. Now, the gameplay in this game really is the majority of the fun in this game. Now, you do start off in the battle mech with some fairly basic attacks. I did play it on the Xbox Series X. So we're looking at XX, YY. Some pretty basic attacks moving forward, but as you grow throughout the game, you will unlock different combinations that will expand your options. Again, there's hack and slash abilities, but there's also shooting abilities if you are playing solo and the drone is attached to your mech. You do unlock special moves such as a rocket launcher that can attack multiple enemies. You can get a shield that reduces the damage you're taking. You also gain this ability later on that allows you to heal yourself. And that's also a pretty dope radius bomb that you can use. So when you're in trouble, because there are times during this game where you are surrounded, especially depending on the difficulty you played it on. I played it on normal, but if you play it on the higher difficulty, you can get surrounded fairly easy, because I did during my normal playthrough, and that radius bomb is so freaking helpful. Along with that, there is what I call the ground and pound ability. You jump in the air and come down, you hit the ground, and it helps clear the space around you, and it does big damage to the enemies, but that allows you more time to recover, because again, the further you go along in the game, the more surrounded you get, and the enemies attack patterns with them being different amount of enemies can really be overwhelming at times. Now, the most powerful ability that you do earn in this game is the black form. The black form, which again on the Xbox controller, you click both the left and right thumbstick, and you go into again a black form that the game explains it. You're moving really quickly. But for the player, it's almost like everything has slowed down. So the enemies are not able to keep up with their movement ability. Now this helps really well when you're facing hordes of enemies, and then you have those big, not bosses, but semi-bosses, where they're just kind of big and take a lot of damage to take down. Me personally, I love to pop my shield and then pop the slow mode, and you can just wipe out pretty much any enemy. The combinations you use with your powers really change how you play the game. Again, personally, I love when that black form bar filled up, and then I'm able to use my shield. I felt invincible at the time. Now, the only issue I had with the black mode is that you can't stop it. Like, it's a gauge has to fills up, and you use it when you need it. But once you use it, you better be in a situation where you need it, because you have to let it fill back up. You can't stop it after you can defeat the enemies. It has to go all the way down and then fills back up. This is something I wish that would have been changed in the game, but I'm not a developer. There's just my one small gripe about that ability, but it is a pretty freaking awesome ability. Now, there are finishers in this game. When the enemy is low, you're able to go up to them, and they're flashing red. You're able to press B, and depending on the enemy, the finisher is different. The human people that you face, you might crush their head. Some of the arachnos, you will hack and slash them, cut their heads off, gut them. After a while, it kind of wears off. At first, like, holy crap, what a hell of a finisher. But after a while, after doing it so many times, because trust me, you're going to do it a lot of the times depending on how you did your skill tree. Me personally, I gained 50% chance of health and being able to do one of my abilities when I did a finisher move on the enemy. So it really depends on how you are using that B. I use it a lot, so it did kind of become dull after a while. But at first, and with every different enemy type, it is pretty cool. Now, graphically, Blackwind isn't anything that's going to catch anyone's attention. You're not going to look at this game and say, oh my god, this game graphically looks amazing. The world pretty much is at a standstill. It's not really alive. You don't really see much of the world, but that isn't really the focus on this game, right? It's really about the combat and to a smaller extent, the story. Now, the mech actually looks pretty good. The battle frame looks pretty amazing. There are some pretty dope skins you can find throughout the game. I, unfortunately, during my first playthrough, I didn't find all of the skins. After you beat the game, you can go back and fast travel to different locations to find all the skins. But there are some pretty cool ones. There's one that you have to get an achievement for. It's a Bumblebee skin, which is pretty dope. And there's another one that's purple and green, which is my personal favorite. I forgot the name of it, but I called it my Joker skin. Pretty dope looking skin throughout the game. So there are some moments where things look, again, like the battle frame looks amazing. Some of the enemies look pretty dope. The design of them are actually pretty amazing. I love the enemy variety as well. It's not just a bunch of the same enemy over and over and over and over again. So there's some variety to the enemy. But again, the visuals isn't the main point of the game, but there are some things in the game that looks really pretty. Some of the effects when you're doing multiple attacks at one time, when you're going back and forth between maybe rockets and a radius bomb, and then you're going to your black form, and all these things are happening at one time. I think that that does look pretty good. I want to give them credit for it actually looking okay. Again, didn't blow me away, but the game was okay. Now, I did run into a few issues with the frame rate. I don't know if it was just me. Could have been others. There was certain times where there was a bunch of enemies on screen, and I was doing some crazy combinations with my abilities, and I would get a small stutter here and there. It wasn't anything that's game breaking and make you stop playing, but I do want to point that out, because even though I did play on the Series X, which is quote unquote the world's most powerful console, I think whatever you play this on, minus maybe a PC, you may run into some frame rate issues depending on how much chaos is happening on screen at one time. But overall, out of 10, I did give this game a 7.5. I do think it's worth playing. If you pre-ordered this title, you could have got it for cheaper. But for right now, it is $24.99. You can get this game on Xbox, PC, PlayStation, and I believe the Nintendo Switch. I could be wrong about that, but it'd be weird for this type of game not to be on the Nintendo Switch. Let me know what you guys think about this game in the comment section down below. You guys have been absolutely amazing for rocking with LV1Gaming.com. You guys have a great one, and I'm out.